left.
Why did you leave so quick?
Because it was a long day and I just wanted to go home.
Except you didn't go home, did you?
Caught in a bold-faced lie.
You're a former firefighter?
Yes.
Did that put you in a position of being a first responder?
Yes.
And you did not see a 217-pound man bleeding out on the side of the road.
No, I did not.
The math is not mathing.
Quite an evolution of that story over the years, has there not?
I don't understand the question.
I wonder if their original plan, before they realized they can pin this on Karen Reed, was to claim that Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Buckle Up, It Is the Law. Today we're going to continue with Bryan Higgins and his cross-examination by none other than Alan Jackson in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts versus Karen Reed case back from May 2025. Mr. Higgins has already admitted to some heinous stuff, and today we're going to hear him admit to a whole lot more. So tune in, folks. Let's go.
Did you say a tall, dark-haired male entered the house while you were there?
I said they might have.
Did you say they might have?
Yes. And that was in reference to somebody's
Just a
brother.
moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
Oopsie daisy. That's where we left off last time. He accidentally slipped up because the description matches John O'Keefe.
Isn't it true that you indicated that a male showed up who may have been Julie Nagel's brother, correct?
I said might have, yes.
Right. But there was no question in your mind that a male did in fact show up, and you described him as tall and dark-haired, right?
Yes.
You were asked, a male showed up where? And you answered, quote, showed up at the house that I didn't know. I think he was there very briefly. I was half paying attention to it. Question, did that male come inside the house? Answer, I believe he did. Do you remember that?
Yes.
So a male did come in the house that night, correct?
No, I said I believe he did. I wasn't sure.
Well, when you testified at the prior hearing, you were asked, so you saw someone else come? Question. Answer, somebody else. Yes. End quote. That's what you testified to under oath, wasn't it?
Is that in reference to that?
What page are you on, Mr. Jackson?
Page 485, 40.
I like how Higgins was like, I don't know what. Oh, you're asking him. Oh, okay, good. I'm so frustrated here. I love watching this man squirm. It's like my own guilty pleasure. Sorry, not sorry. You can do it, buddy. What is he reading? An essay over there?
Mr. Higgins, do you have that in mind?
I do.
May I approach?
Yes.
You were asked the question, quote, did that male come inside the house? You answered, I believe he did. Question, so you saw someone else come? Answer, somebody else. Yes. Correct?
Yes, but I also said that
Wait,
I wasn't paying
wait.
attention.
Hold
I
on.
realize that you want to explain your
Yeah,
answer.
that's not-
I've asked you a very simple question.
Exactly.
Was that your testimony in
Yes
front
or
of
no?
another proceeding?
Yes, it was.
At another proceeding, which you were under oath?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
There you go.
You also said
Got him,
that
Jackson.
you only remember seeing that person come in briefly. And it looked like he was having a conversation with the two girls, briefly, correct?
Yes.
You were asked how long was the person in there roughly, and you said it was quick. Less than a couple of minutes. I mean, it was quick, correct?
Yes.
And then you were asked what he looked like, and you said, I feel like they were a little bit taller. Maybe had dark hair, correct?
Yes.
So you testified that a tall, dark-haired male came into the house, at least briefly, in your testimony, correct?
Yes.
Approximately when in the timeline of events did that unidentified male enter the residence?
I don't know the time frame. It would have been while I was there.
When you gave your statement to the Massachusetts State Police, you didn't tell them about a tall, dark-haired male coming into the residence at 34 Fairview, did you, on February 3rd?
I don't recall.
Aha.
You were specifically asked by ADA Lally when you testified before the state court grand jury on April 28th, 2022, who else was present, correct?
Yes.
And you never mentioned a tall, dark-haired male coming into the house, did you?
No.
However, on June 1st, 2023, at this other proceeding, you were specifically instructed at the start of your testimony that it was a crime to give materially false statements in that proceeding, correct?
Yes.
And that's the proceeding in which you admitted that there was a tall, dark-haired male who came in the house.
I
Yes
said
or
I-
no? Yes or no? It was that proceeding.
Can you answer that, yes or no?
No, I can't, Your Honor.
Next question, Mr. Jackson.
So wait, so hold on. The judge is not even going to make the witness answer the question? You just skip over it? So the previous testimony that he gave under oath, doesn't matter. Let's just move on. Who cares? Right, Auntie Bev? Oh my god, sorry. Sometimes I blow a fuse. That woman makes me very angry in the way that she handles her courtroom. That is not the proper way to handle a witness, and she knows it, and the witness knows it, and Alan knows it, and everybody in the room knows it, including the witness.
The quotations or the quotes that I just read you and that you just looked at,
Yes.
that was from the June 1, 2023 hearing, wasn't it?
I don't know.
May I approach that? Yes. That's what was just read, and that's another page. Just take a look at that page and see if you see a date on it, the first page.
I see it, yes.
May I approach?
Yes.
What's the date, sir?
June 1st?
2023?
Yes.
How long did you stay at the Albert residence in total? Like, from the time you got there till the time you left?
Maybe like a half hour. Less than an hour.
And what time did you leave? Say 12:30, you said?
I think I said between 12:30 and 1
Okay.
a.m.
And you indicated that you pretty much didn't say goodbye to anybody, right?
At the house,
Correct.
I just kind of left. I said, see you later, turn around, left.
The really fun part of the second trial, for the defense team especially, is going to be reaming these people apart, cutting them into pieces, because they said so many different lies stacked upon lies under oath. Remember, I mentioned that they can be impeached. And for those of you who are not familiar, it's a legal term. It simply means you can now be questioned about an inconsistent statement that you made previously under oath. So if he says, some of them may be innocuous. He may say, it was about 2 hours when it was only 1 hour or something like that. But Alan Jackson and David Yannetti and Mr. Alessi will now have a chance to really carve these people out. And when they make serious inconsistent statements, when they go like, well, I was actually on my way to 34 Fairview, when in reality they were just leaving 34 Fairview or something like that, just because they can't keep their lies in check, that's going to be big. That's going to be big. Like, where the Jeep was parked. Now we know there are at least 2 witnesses who are not going to be called. Allie McCabe, because she couldn't keep her lies straight. She almost let the truth slip out when he came into the house. Remember that statement by Ms. McCabe? Oh, it was juicy. I had the luck of being in the courtroom. That's the day that Allie McCabe testified, so I got super lucky. I got like double lucky. And then there's another gentleman, also is not being called by the prosecution because we just got the witness list. I mean, it's unbelievable, folks. It is unbelievable what they're trying to do, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's almost like a trial within a trial, because you're going to have this trial, and then you're going to have all the statements made in the first trial for every single witness. And I think that's what Alessi is there for. Alessi is there to sift through all of the stuff and help the defense kind of make sure that their first trial, something tells me that Alessi has an excellent memory. Let me know in the comments below. Does anybody know for a fact? Can you disprove or deny or prove or deny the statement that Alessi is actually like does he have like a photographic memory? It would be fascinating if he does, because if he watched the entirety of the first trial, and he does have a photographic memory, for instance, or you could hire someone else. It doesn't have to be a lessee, could be anyone on the defense team. Doesn't have to be a lawyer. It's going to be interesting because now they can split the witnesses 3 ways, so that's already good. It lessens the workload for each lawyer because one lawyer, even 2 lawyers, would not be able to handle, and they knew it. They knew it going in. It's an immense, massive undertaking because you have 9 weeks of the first trial of testimony and that they're locked in under oath, plus the grand jury testimony. Now you have like double inconsistency. You could theoretically have a witness say something that is inconsistent with both their grand jury testimony and inconsistent with their previous trial testimony, and both of those are under oath. Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
In fact, at that same hearing that we just looked at, your statement was, I made a beeline out of there, correct?
I don't know if that's the verbiage I used, but I left
Why the rush? Why did you leave so quick?
because it was a long day and I just wanted to go home.
Except you didn't go home, did you?
No, I went back to Canton PD.
Right. So it wasn't such a long day that you actually drove home. You went back to the Canton Police Department.
Wait, did he forget his own lie? I was tired and I wanted to go home. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I didn't go home. I went to Canton PD. Come on, dude, at least keep your lies straight.
1 or 1:30 in the morning, correct?
To move vehicles, correct.
Well, let's talk about you leaving. You walked out the side breeze.
You're going to move vehicles at 1:30 in the morning? No one else can do it for you? This is not even your department. You don't work at Canton PD. You were given privileges at Canton PD. Very, very sus. Very, very, very highly sus.
Way door, correct?
Yes,
You walk down the driveway.
yes,
There's nothing obstructing your view at that point of the lawn to your right, correct?
I didn't look over there, but I would not think so.
Between you and the flagpole, in other words, there wasn't some mound of dirt, something obstructing your view. You could see straight across if you wanted to, correct?
If I wanted to, yes.
It's just basically a flat, grassy lawn with a light dusting of white powder snow on it, right?
I don't know how much snow was, but there was snow there.
Yeah, you indicated that it wasn't even enough to stick to the pavement at that point.
Well, that's when I got there, yes.
Well, you only stayed less than an hour, right?
That's correct.
So I'm assuming it didn't dump 3 feet in an hour, correct?
I think we can both agree that it's not it wouldn't have been 3 feet, no.
Right, so it would have been a light dusting of snow.
More snow than there was there.
How far would you say it was from the edge of the driveway over to your Jeep?
From where the back of my Jeep was parked,
Correct.
maybe a foot or 2, or it could have been even with the edge of the driveway.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's probably a bad question on my part. When you left the house, as you started to walk down the driveway toward your Jeep, how long of a walk is that? Across the yard to down the driveway to get to your Jeep?
Short,
30 feet?
maybe.
Okay. During the course of you walking out the door, heading to your Jeep, you didn't see anything out of the ordinary in the yard, correct?
No,
You certainly didn't see a body in the yard.
of course not.
Now, you get in your car, and it's facing directly toward the flagpole, correct?
It's facing directly up the street. The flagpole would be off to the 1 o'clock.
Right. So just a few degrees off to the right, the flagpole is, correct?
It's off to the right.
Just a few degrees.
I don't know how many degrees, but it's off to the right.
Well,
Oh
you just
my
said 1
God.
o'clock. You're a
Yes.
former military guy, right?
I am.
Okay. 1 o'clock means 1 o'clock on a watch. 12 o'clock is due north or right in front of you. 1 o'clock is just a few degrees to the right, correct? That's what you meant.
At the 1 o'clock, yes.
Okay. So you didn't see a body when you got in your Jeep.
No, I did not.
Then you turned the engine on, correct?
And the wipers, yes.
And the lights.
Yes.
And the lights lit up everything in front of you, correct?
Yes.
Still didn't see a body, did you?
No, I did not.
I wonder if their original plan, before they realized they can pin this on Karen Reed, was to claim that some other tall, dark-haired man came into the house, killed John O'Keefe, and left, or something. I don't know. The more I say it, the more it doesn't make any sense. Like, come on. Are they not going to apprehend him? They're a bunch of, like, police officers and paramedics. Never mind. I just an idea I got. Like, what was their original plan before they? Maybe they didn't have a plan. Maybe they were scrambling, and then they're like, "Oh my God, we can just pin it on her. This is easy." I don't know. Just rewatching all this testimony is bringing back so many memories and thoughts and theories about the case. You know.
In the driver's seat, you put the car in gear and you begin to roll forward, right?
Yes.
But there was a plow on the ground that scraped for a foot, right?
Yes.
So you picked it back up,
Yes.
looked out the windshield to make sure the plow was situated, and continued to roll forward, correct?
I knew it was up and I continued to drive.
And as you continue to drive, you're looking ahead of you and probably to your left to make sure that there's no oncoming cars, right?
Well, I knew there was no oncoming cars. I was just driving forward.
Right. So your focus is directly in front of you.
On the road, yes.
And everything in your peripheral vision is right in front of you as well, correct?
Yes.
Nothing obstructing your view.
I mean, other than snow on the car.
Nothing obstructing your view outside toward the lawn. Wasn't another car parked there.
No, I didn't. There was no vehicles in front of me, no.
It was the roadway was relatively empty.
There was no cars.
And you didn't see a body then either, did you?
I did not.
And as you drive past that flagpole with everything lit up and everything in your peripheral vision, you still didn't see a body on that lawn, did you?
I did not.
You're a former firefighter, is that right?
Yes.
Did that put you in a position of being a first responder?
Yes.
And you're currently a law enforcement officer.
Yes.
That puts you in the position of being a first responder, correct?
I'm also a tactical medic, yes.
Which means that you have training to be an observer. You're a trained observer, more than the average person, correct?
Yes.
You look for things out of the ordinary. You look for things that don't belong. As an investigator, former firefighter, first responder, correct?
Yes.
And you did not see a 217-pound man bleeding out on the side of the road, in the lawn, or in the yard, just to your right by that flagpole, correct?
If I did,
I didn't
I
ask
would
you
have
if
done
you
something
did.
to help him.
I asked you if you saw one.
No, I did not.
And that's because there was no body there, correct?
I didn't see anything.
Because if there was a body there, you certainly would have seen that.
Objection.
Where exactly did you go when you left 34 Fairview?
I went back to the Canton Police Station.
When you were asked that on direct examination, you said you weren't sure where you went when you left 34 Fairview, either home or to Canton PD.
No, that's not what I testified to.
Did something jog your memory
That
about
is-
where you went?
That is not what I testified to. That was in relation to where did I go after I left 34 Fairview the next morning.
Why did you go to Canton Police Department that night,
Yeah.
that morning?
What's the question?
Oh my God.
Why did you go
He's
to
thinking of an
Canton
answer.
Police Department that morning?
The morning when I left 34 Fairview, the Friday into Saturday,
Correct.
to move 2 vehicles.
So, and it's a Friday no less. So everybody wants to go home. Nobody wants to be out and about. But you're like, no, I want to go home so badly. I'm going to go to the police department just to move a couple of vehicles around. The math is not mathing.
Quite an evolution of that story over the years, has there not?
I don't understand the question.
All right, let's talk about that for a second. You had an initial
Aha! Caught in a bold-faced lie, and you can tell the shame on his face as he's looking down. Folks, oh my God, I told you this one is gonna be juicy. I told you this one is gonna be good, and it did not disappoint. I mean, my God. I am going home. Never mind, I'm going to the PD. Well, actually, I was tired, and it's impossible with these folks. We've seen it in the first trial, and we're definitely gonna see it in the second trial. So folks, I wanted to thank you for joining me on part 5 of Bryan Higgins' testimony on cross-examination, and I will see you all in part 6. Bye, everybody.